everyone. I'm Mikelle Bryson-Campbell, Executive Director of the Sarnia Lambton Workforce Development Board. I'm delighted to be joined here today by Alison Minato, Manager of the Business Enterprise Center of Sarnia Lambton Economic Partnership. Welcome, Alison.
Thanks very much, Mikelle. It's great to be here.
Yeah, super. So I just wanted to jump right in and open by asking, can you tell me a little bit about the Business Enterprise Center?
Sure. Well, I'll start maybe with a bit of an overview of the Sarnia Lambton Economic Partnership. So the Sarnia Lambton Economic Partnership is the lead economic development agency for the Sarnia Lambton area. And it's our job to help promote the unique advantages that Sarnia Lambton has to offer to employers, to residents. And we do that by trying to attract new investments and new investment clients to the area. We also work on trying to help retain and expand existing businesses. And we work in the entrepreneurship space where we try to support people who want to start a new business and small business owners as well. And so to do that, we are funded by the County of Lambton and the 11 municipalities, as well as by the Province of Ontario and sometimes other grants to support some of the other initiatives that we do. And the Small Business Enterprise Center where I work is a part of the Sarnia Lambton Economic Partnership, funded by the county and also funded by the Province of Ontario for many years now.
Oh, super. Well, that's great information. Thanks for that background. So you mentioned entrepreneurs, coming into the Enterprise Center, for example. So if they came into your center, what would they be looking for? What are some services or programs perhaps that they might reach out to you for?
For sure. Yeah, I'd say the three biggest asks usually, people who are looking to start their business or very early stage, they're quite often looking to see what funding might be available to help support them, is usually one of our biggest asks. After that, I'd say support with digital marketing. Digital marketing is a very challenging space now, constantly changing. It's really hard to keep up. So people are looking for support there quite often. And sometimes just with general confidence building around general business skills, financial literacy, things like that, because quite often people who want to start a small business or who have that fundamental expertise in their trade or their area of interest, but they maybe haven't grown up in a business environment and they're maybe a little not as confident there, so they come in looking for a bit of support there and kind of training, resources, things like that we might be able to help.
Oh, I can imagine, the marketing or social media side would be difficult to navigate for an entrepreneur. Do you ever hear of other challenges that entrepreneurs are facing locally?
Locally in particular, I think a lot of the challenges are pretty common across the board. Locally, we're fortunate in that Sarnia Lambton has a really supportive business ecosystem. People also love to support other local small businesses and new businesses. I think one of the challenges is just, it's a bit of a smaller market. So a lot of people who are starting businesses here have a smaller market and need to consider, how do I reach maybe other larger markets? Can I sell outside of Sarnia Lambton? Or how do I create a really loyal customer base here in Sarnia Lambton, because it is a little bit of a smaller base.
Absolutely. And I agree. We're very fortunate, here in Sarnia Lambton to really have a great community and support system. Do entrepreneurs come in having been to other programs in the community? Like, do you hear of any other programs in the community or resources, for example?
Yeah, there are quite a few actually, and that can be good, but it can also create a bit of confusion sometimes because people sometimes aren't sure what everybody does. But so yes, people come in to see us. They often also go see our local Community Futures Lambton organization. They are also there to help support entrepreneurial endeavors, as well as existing businesses that need financing quite often. We don't do financing, whereas Community Futures Lambton is able to do that. They're federally funded. And so a lot of people will also go there when they're looking for financing, and Community Futures can also provide business advisory support as well. So we try to collaborate and overlap, and but that's kind of one of the big differences. We tend to provide general advisory support, access to programming. We also run some grant programs through the province, access to webinars, training webinars and things is a little bit of how we're different. And then people also reach out to their local municipality. So in Sarnia Lambton, we have 11 municipalities. So people that come in to see us often have also reached out to their local municipality to understand any unique kind of requirements they may have, or to find out about any particular opportunities. And a number of the municipalities have community improvement plans available for landlords to support small businesses as they're making improvements in their space. So there's quite a bit on offer. It just depends what you're looking for. So.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, there really are so many programs and resources available, especially to entrepreneurs starting out. Do you ever hear of gaps or what entrepreneurs are looking for that they perhaps can't find, or webinars that could be offered here?
I think the biggest thing is what I was mentioning earlier around they're looking primarily for funding support, for that digital marketing support, and to improve financial literacy and general business skills. So it doesn't all have to be offered locally. It's great when it's offered locally,
Sure.
and we do offer a business planning course, for example. It's a night class. It's an 8-week night class. We're on our 4th cohort. We accept 20 people into it. And it provides some general business fundamentals. It's taught by a local business coach, Chelsea Hart from Your Initiative, and another one of the resources in town. So some things can be delivered locally, and it's better when you have that conversation with other small business owners and learn from them. But if you're trying to learn maybe a particular technical skill, you can often find resources online that are really very good. And we can direct people to different resources online that can be available. So some of those are in the community, like Tomorrow Inc. has a program called Rocket Growth Foundations to help people with service businesses in particular with their customer acquisition process. So they offer it online, but it happens to be a community, a business located in our community. But there's all kinds of other training online. So the Small Business Centers of Ontario, there are 54 across the province. They got together and have created a whole bunch of content, online content. You can take it at your own pace, basically like 30-minute webinars on particular topics. So if you want a little bit of a refresh on bookkeeping, you can go and check that out online. Futurepreneur is another organization. They operate nationally. They have excellent online resources for business planning. They even have a new business plan writer. You can go in and kind of have an automated tool help you write your business plan, and cash flow planning tools. So, you were asking about gaps for events and webinars in the community. I think there is quite a bit on offer right now, but some of it isn't always in the community. Some of it you have to go online for. One of the gaps is, another gap is maybe on more networking. So there is a lot of networking through the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber here in Sarnia, as well as in Grand Bend, have excellent networking opportunities, very high quality events, very well attended, and people just want more of that. And so I know the Chamber's doing coffee chats. We're also doing some business and brews events. We try to mix up locations, municipalities, time of day, so that we can try to catch entrepreneurs and small business owners when they have a minute, which is tricky.
Right, absolutely. Wow, well, it certainly sounds like there's a lot happening in the community and a lot of resources. And any upcoming webinars that you wanted to highlight that maybe the Business Enterprise Center is a part of or is aware of?
We just ran one actually last week, but we will run it again on Your First Hire with a local HR professional, Lisa Isaac HR. So we collaborated with her, and she delivered a webinar on all the things you have to think about for your first hire. And so we have webinars like that with Lisa, also with Kelly Hill from Profit and Lattes on understanding different things about income tax prep. That one's coming up in next week or in the next couple of weeks. She just did one on HST, understanding HST as well. So we have some of those kind of more technically focused sessions. We also have one coming up February 21st, it's an information session on our summer company grant program. So through the province of Ontario, we administer the summer company program, and it allows youth age 15 to 29 some funding to start a business in the summer. They can carry it on after the summer, but it gives them a little bit of startup funds to get that going. So there's a $3,000 grant and some training that we deliver with that. So we have an information session on it on February 21st. That's probably a big one I'd like to highlight.
Super. Well, that's great. Yeah, looking forward to hearing more about that, or perhaps seeing some results after that as well. So as we wrap up here, a final question I'd like to ask: what advice would you give to an entrepreneur just starting out in their business?
It's a real roller coaster ride, right? So you have to be prepared for the highs as well as the lows. But it's a fun, wild ride, and there are so many people out there willing to help. It can be formal organizations like our own, where we can provide that advisory service, sometimes just an ear. Some people just want someone to talk to because maybe people in their family aren't as excited about their small business ventures as they are. But I think just remembering to share your story, reach out to other small business owners, to ask for help, ask people what they do to deal with particular challenges. People are remarkably helpful and supportive if you just ask. So one thing I see is sometimes small business owners who are new to running their own business assume that everybody else has it figured out. And they don't usually. Most people are also trying to figure it out as well, and we all have different expertise, and so it's really useful to tap into other people's expertise and ideas and experience to help through the journey.
Right. Well, that sounds like excellent advice. So thank you very much, Alison, for joining me today. Thank you for watching as I spoke with Alison Minato, manager of the Business Enterprise Center from Sarnia Lambton Economic Partnership.